The parents of Janae Edmondson made public comment about their daughter's severe crash, their response to the public support.
We simply do not have currently the resources that are necessary to meet people's basic dietary needs.
Plus how these scouts are giving back to their community. And marijuana sales skyrocketed last month. How much marijuana has brought in so far? This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Tonight, the parents of Janae Edmondson released their first public statement. This nearly a month since their daughter was critically injured in a St. Louis crash. I'm Avery Grosvenor. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Last month, Edmondson was in St. Louis for a volleyball tournament. That's when a man who is supposed to be on house arrest caused a crash that pinned her against another car. Edmondson lost her legs in the aftermath. A GoFundMe fundraiser set up for Edmondson has reached nearly $700,000 as of today. Her parents expressed their thanks for the outpour of support in the weeks since the crash, saying, in part, the support that has been given has allowed us to solely focus on Janae's health and our family, which has taken a heavy weight off of our shoulders during this crucial time. We appreciate all the cards, gifts, and items that have been sent to Janae. We are uplifted by these supportive words in action. The family also thanks St. Louis police and the hospital staff where Edmondson was treated for their support. Today, Fulton Boy Scouts served a critical need in their community, battling food insecurity in Callaway County. KOMU 8's Hunter Walterman caught up with some of the scouts today. He joins us in the studio with Where the Food is Going, Hunter.
Yeah, Avery, scouts collected food for Fulton's only food pantry, Serve Incorporated. It's open 3 days a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But today, Troop 50 and Pack 52 worked to put more food on Callaway County's plate.
An army of scouts feed the kingdom of Callaway.
There's a lot of food coming in.
Foot soldiers in the fight against food insecurity.
We're Cub Scouts and we're collecting food for Serve.
Like 4th grader Ellie Craighead.
There are homeless people and people in need of food, and we're going to try to help them.
The scouts are asking people for non-perishable food items like these to help feed Callaway County.
According to nonprofit Feeding America, 12.1% of Callaway County kids are food insecure. That means they don't have reliable access to healthy food.
It is an issue that impacts folks often when we don't realize it.
Aaron White is Troop 50's Scoutmaster.
We interact every day with people experiencing food insecurity.
He's also a volunteer at Serve Incorporated, which is Fulton's only food pantry.
We simply do not have currently the resources that are necessary to meet people's basic dietary needs.
Scouting for Food tries to keep shelves stocked and gives kids a chance to feed their neighbors.
Makes me feel good.
Send another truck out to get the rest, okay?
I want to be kind to other people. Help people in need.
Helping to make sure all of Fulton has a full plate.
White says the scouts collected at least 40 crates of food today. The Serve Incorporated food pantry will open next week at 9 a.m. on Monday. In the studio, Hunter Walterman, KOMU 8 News.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. We'll check back in. 9 Muslim prisoners are suing the Missouri Department of Corrections after being assaulted while they were praying. The suit alleges that an officer told the men to stop praying while they were at their housing unit at the Eastern Reception Diagnostic and Correctional Center in Bonne Terre. 5 of them were allegedly doused with pepper spray, and 1 prisoner was beaten. The officers are accused of violating the inmates' constitutional rights. The plaintiffs are seeking a jury trial. The Jefferson City Department responded to a house fire last night. 4 adults were taken inside the building at the time of the fire. They made it out safely while firefighters extinguished the flames. Officials say the single-family house sustained heavy fire damage throughout. Now the American Red Cross is assisting the adults. Since Amendment 3's passing, Missouris have generated more than $100 million in marijuana sales since February. Almost a third of that amount was for medical marijuana, while the majority was in recreational marijuana sales. In the first full year of legalization, medical marijuana sales brought in more than $200 million. These sales made more than $5 million in taxes. Those proceeds will be put towards veterans services, drug addiction treatment, and Missouri's public defender system. A long-debated change to to drive-thrus in Columbia could be settled on Monday. The Columbia City Council will hear a proposal allowing service windows to face streets. Currently, new drive-thrus cannot be built with their service windows facing the street under current zoning laws. A drive-thru would have to meet certain conditions if that proposal is passed. Nightly lane closures are expected on the Rocheport Bridge starting on Monday. MoDOT will continue deck pouring across the east end of the bridge. Closures will take place between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. for about 4 weeks, weather permitting. MoDOT will close one lane on Route 5 from Tipton to Versailles to improve the guardrails. The work is set to start Monday. The project will narrow the road to one lane from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. The work is set to end in June of this year, but the schedule depends on weather and might be subject to change. Coming up, how this high school's biggest fan takes on school spirit to a whole new level. And how a dust storm is bringing some surprise benefits.
And while we're going to have relatively warmer temperatures, we're going to have relatively windy conditions also going through Sunday and on Monday. I'll tell you how windy we'll get and why this is going to be happening coming up on my first alert forecast.
Welcome back. Most high schools will have a full squad of cheerleaders hyping up the crowd during a game. But for one Kansas City high school, it's a one-woman show. KMBC's Alan Shope has that story. Here's what's happening right now. A roadway on Conley Road in the southbound 63 connector reopened after a car crash. Most lanes on Conley were closed due to the crash. If you've traveled to the Ozarks recently, you might have noticed dust clouds moving in. The National Weather Service says it's all started in the southwest last month. High winds and rain are blowing dust all the way to southern Missouri. A spokesperson from the National Weather Service says the dust particles in the air aren't all that bad.
You get these dust particles in the air as well. Again, they can refract those that light in different ways, and you can get these really beautiful sunsets.
Even though the particles can produce spectacular sunsets, the dust could be an issue for people with respiratory issues and allergies. Andrew. Okay, thanks, Andrew. You'll soon have to pay if you travel to the European Union. The European Travel Information and Authorization System will require non-EU passport holders to get pre-trip permissions to enter the EU. It will cost about $8 based on the current exchange rates, and it will last 3 years. The program will launch at the start of next year. The Missouri Tigers look to cap off the last home game of the season against Ole Miss. Highlights are next in sports. Welcome back. Now here's a look at what we're following for KMU8 News tonight at 10. 2 loan programs are trying to help farmers cope with high interest rates. Hear from one farmer who says the program will help protect the future of farming in the state. That's tonight at 10.
And here's your hour-by-hour forecast for Sunday. We're going to start a little bit warmer than we did today at about 40 degrees as everyone begins to wake up. And then we'll warm up to about those mid-60s by around that 3 to 4 o'clock range. Clouds staying relatively out of our area. And then again, temperatures staying relatively warm as we go into the beginning of our week. Then after that cold front passes through, gets a little bit cooler, and then those rain chances again as we go into Thursday and Friday.
All right, Andrew, so everybody out at True False, they're having a great time with the weather out there.
Oh yeah, it might get a little bit windy as we go into tomorrow, but relatively speaking, temperatures, amazing.
Okay, so I mean, if you're looking out to go on a nature trail, go for a walk Sunday morning, best time to do it, right?
Oh yeah, going on a hike at that time, perfect, absolutely beautiful temperatures.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here on KMU8 News at 10.